decision makers. So every business loan we make is approved right here. Experience, service, and accessibility. That's how WSFS has become the largest locally headquartered business lender in the region. We're WSFS Bank, and we stand for service. How can we help your business grow? To learn more, visit WSFSbank.com. Member FDIC.
Headlines you can't get through your day without. On Power 101.7.
The U.S. is trying to increase the pace of evacuations from Afghanistan through the Kabul airport of Americans and at-risk Afghans who helped the U.S. during the two-decade war. But they're facing problems, including Taliban checkpoints blocking people from reaching the airport, as well as issues with paperwork. State Department spokesperson Ned Price said that 6,000 people were cleared for evacuation Thursday, a major increase in the approximately 2,000 passengers that were flown out each day on Tuesday and Wednesday. The goal was to be flying out 5,000 to 9,000 people per day. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said more officers will be added to verify papers of Americans and Afghans who get to the airport, and additional entry gates have been opened. Meanwhile, the U.S. troops continue to arrive, with about 5,200 at the airport as of yesterday.
Wow. Okay.
So we are getting them out of here. We're getting them out of there. You know, you think about it, like, as long as we've been there, you don't realize how many people are there. Like the interpreters, the people helping, you know. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable how many people
I had no idea
are over in Afghanistan. Yeah, I already know. The number of COVID-19 patients dying in U.S. hospitals are now at levels not seen since February. Bloomberg reported yesterday amid the nationwide surge being driven by the Delta variant and unvaccinated people. The number of COVID deaths in hospitals rose to a 7-day average of 1,016 on Wednesday, the highest since February 22nd, according to the data from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Bloomberg says there are now more people in intensive care units statewide in Alabama. The vaccine shot yesterday, a number that we haven't had nationally in nearly 7 weeks.
Oh, good.
So people were up in the vaccines. White House COVID-19 data director Cyrus Shapar also tweeted there was a 31% week-over-week increase in the daily average of people becoming fully vaccinated. All right, so get out there and get your vaccine. A 49-year-old North Carolina man, this story was all over yesterday, who claimed to have a bomb while in a pickup truck near the U.S. Capitol, surrendered to police after a standoff that lasted about 5 hours yesterday.
Jeez.
Floyd Ray Roseberry drove onto the sidewalk outside of the Library of Congress about 9:15 a.m., made bomb threats to officers as he made anti-government rants during an episode that he live-streamed on Facebook.
Really? I didn't know that.
He spoke angrily about President Biden and says, all the Democrats need to step down. And he also ranted about U.S. policy on Afghanistan, healthcare, and the military, and warned about a, quote, revolution. After Roseberry surrendered and was arrested, police didn't find any bombs or anything in the truck, but did find bomb-making materials.
Oh.
So he didn't make the bomb, but he had the materials to make the bomb. No information was released by police about the motive, but U.S. Capitol Police Chief Thomas Manger said Roseberry's mother had recently died, and there were other issues that he was dealing with as well.
Sounds like it.
Okay. A legislative standoff in Texas in which some Democratic state lawmakers fled the state to deny a quorum for a vote on new Republican-driven voting restrictions ended after 38 days yesterday. You know, they kept talking about that, and
It ended after 38
apparently
days.
Democrats left Texas because they weren't going to vote on some new voting law they were trying to do, and then the governor of Texas said if they came back, he was going to have them arrested. It was like some big back and forth.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Well, most of the more than 50 Democrats who left the state are still not back, but 3 showed up who were blasted by some of their colleagues for breaking ranks. And that was enough for the quorum. The Democrats who returned said they successfully pushed Congress on voting rights legislation. So, yeah, it was like a back and forth thing.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
high school stuff.
Okay.
High school stuff. Crazy. American Airlines is extending its ban on serving alcohol
I heard about this.
during flights. Yeah, what's up with that?
They said the passengers cannot handle their liquor. They're showing out.
Well, they're going to extend the ban until January 18th, 2022. NBC News reported yesterday, citing an internal memo that said, we are doing all we can to help create a safe environment for our crew and customers on board our aircraft. The airline had already pushed back on suspension once to September the 13th. Airlines have been dealing with a spike in unruly and dangerous passenger behavior since the start of the year.
See,
y'all out here wilding.
can't handle it.
Y'all out here wilding as passengers began to return to the skies in big numbers following a huge decline in air travel to numbers not seen since the dawn of passenger air travel due to the pandemic. So,
Yep.
people out here
can't
acting a
act
fool.
right. They can't act
acting
right.
a fool. In local news, this was a crazy story last night. And this is coming from Eastern Shore Undercover. A stabbing, 14th Street, Philadelphia Avenue in Ocean City. Maryland State Police and Berlin PD are involved in a vehicle pursuit with a vehicle that is wanted in reference to a stabbing that took place in Ocean City. They are now on Route 113 northbound at a high rate of speed. That was 11 hours ago. Update at 6:52. Officers now have the vehicle stopped at Friendship United Methodist Church. 2 occupants in the vehicle at gunpoint, waiting for additional officers. At 6:57 p.m., the 2 suspects were in custody and detained. At 7:07, the stabbing victim is being flown out by aviation due to serious illnesses.
Gosh.
Or injuries, I'm sorry. So, yes, there was a stabbing yesterday in Ocean City.
Terrible.
Also, Eastern Shore Undercover. Nude woman at the VF. Salisbury police were en route to the VFW for a female that is nude in the street.
What?
Salisbury police very familiar with this lady,
Oh.
as they responded to calls for service for her at least 3 out of the last 4 days.
So something.
Yeah,
Something.
Also,
Something's up.
there was a motor vehicle crash, Route 50 in West Ocean City last night. A 2-vehicle crash in front of the OC Eatery, and there was airbag deployment. Unknown about the injuries, but it was pretty backed up in that area. We were actually in OC Eateries eating when all that was going on, and it was like chaos outside.
Oh, man.
Police, they cleared it up before we got up out of there, but
Wow.
yeah. Ferndale Road in Salisbury, caller advising that there's a white male laying down in their backyard. Caller would like police to remove the man from the property. Salisbury police en route. All right.
Just knocked out there?
He just went out there
Just
and
laying in the
laid
yard?
down.
Stop.
North Division Street and Cherry Street in Salisbury yesterday. Salisbury police en route to North Division Street in reference to a white male with a thin build and a red Ford F-250 chasing people around the parking lot with a baseball bat and throwing rocks at people.
My God. Bill.
Okay?
I was not expecting you to say that.
And the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office Community Action Team conducted an investigation into 2 Salisbury drug dealers, Chelsea Dozer and Kevin Cottingham, who were suspected of selling heroin and crack cocaine in the community. During the investigation, the residence for Dozer and Cottingham was identified in the 600 block of Liberty Street in Salisbury. Search and seizure warrants were authored, signed, and served June 1st, 2021. The search of the residence revealed an amount of heroin, fentanyl, and cocaine. And that was on the street level sale and trade in controlled dangerous substances. A digital scale, packaging material, and the manufacturing of crack cocaine were also located inside the residence. CAT, which is the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office Community Action Team, applied for charges for Dozer and Cottingham, and the district court commissioner issued warrants for both of them. On August 5th, Chelsea Dozer turned herself into the Wicomico County Sheriff's Office and was transported to the detention center. Released on August 6th on $25,000 unsecured bond. On August 17th, Kevin Cottingham was apprehended and is currently being held without bond at the Wicomico County Detention Center. And there's a whole laundry list of charges.
Wow.
All right. So that was also coming from Eastern Shore Undercover. Jess, you got anything?
Yeah, the Delaware State Fire Marshal's office says that a fire that heavily damaged a Lewis home Wednesday evening, it was accidental. We're told that the blaze was reported just before 7 p.m. on the 35,000 block of Peregrine Road, and firefighters arrived on the scene with visible flames coming from the garage. Deputy fire marshals responded to the scene, and they say the cause of the fire was because there was a car running in the garage, and that was the result of a mechanical malfunction with the vehicle. Heavy fire damage was estimated at over $400,000, but no injuries were reported. Also, free COVID-19 vaccines being offered at the Wycomico County Fair. FEMA is going to hold a free walk-up COVID-19 vaccine clinic at the fair this weekend. Friday, 4 p.m. to your second dose as well, and no appointment will be necessary. And Governor Carney, he signed House Bill 100, expanding mental health services in Delaware elementary schools. So for the fiscal year 2022, the budget is going to include $8 million. And again, House Bill 100 has been approved.
Just real quick, Belmont Ave crash yesterday in Salisbury, overturned vehicle. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That's from Eastern Shore. Man, shout out to Eastern Shore Undercover, by the way. We usually do a whole segment just on stuff from them, but I am looking here as we're doing all your headlines this morning. Wow. And then also, there was a Route 50 crash near Caleb Road in Berlin. Awful. Overturned vehicle, like the vehicle's tore up.
It's a shame.
The Berlin Fire Company put out some pictures of that. Vehicle accident with rescue, Route 15 Caleb Road yesterday, if you were in that area. So.
That's crazy.
Straight up 7 o'clock.
We're sending you to